Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to my channel, Simply Kee Samone. If you are new here, I want to say welcome, and if you're returning, I want to say welcome back. Here on my channel, I make videos all about love, locks, and lifestyle, so if that interests you, then please consider giving this video a big thumbs up, leaving me a comment down below, and also hitting that subscribe button, turning on your post bell notifications so that you don't miss an upload, and also head over to Instagram and follow me at _Kee Samone. So in today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you all a few ways that I do lock maintenance on my locks. Today just happens to be wash day. And before I hop into it, there are a few locks that need a little bit of TLC. So we're going to get to it. As you can see, I have two fishtails here. That is a result of two locks that I have twisted together in the past and never fully conjoined them. And then also you might notice that there are some roots that are super long and loose, very loose textured hair in some places, or at some points in time you may have had gaps within your retwist and it just seems like that it will not lock. Well, I am here to help you out if you have any of these issues or if you notice any of these things going on with your locks. Just stay tuned. Okay, so first things first, I'm going to tackle these fishtails. So I have three different types of crochet needles here, one with a 3-prong, one with a 2-prong, and one with a 1-prong. And basically you decide which crochet tool you're going to use based on the thickness of the locks that you are combining. So here I am choosing the 2-prong. Even with this one is kind of slender, so you can even use the 1-prong if you'd like. But what I'm going to do is twist these two together all the way down to the end. And what this is going to essentially do is create a base in which the two locks can be conjoined together. So now that I have both locks twisted together, I'm using my crochet needle to go through both of the locks, and the hooks on the crochet needle is going to be pulling hairs from one lock into the other. So as you continue to do that, you are going to essentially bond them together as you're pulling hairs from one lock into another. It's kind of hard to explain, but just know that as you go in and out of both locks, which you do want to make sure that you are penetrating both locks together, that once you are pulling out, you are pulling hairs from one lock to the other.
So pretty.
Thank you, baby.
I love you.
So this is an up close slowed version of what I was explaining earlier. I'm just taking the crochet tool, making sure that both hooks are through each lock and pulling it through. Now I'm going to just continue to go up and down the conjoined piece until I feel like it's secure. You should be able to drop the lock and it not unravel. So this could be 10 times, this could be 15 times, it could be 20 times. It just all depends on how thick the lock is. And just keep doing this process until it feels really secure and it does not unravel. Okay, so once you have gotten to a place where it feels secure, you should be able to hold your lock like this and it will not go anywhere. Then you will proceed to palm roll. This is just going to smooth out any loose hairs, stray hairs that came out while you were doing the crochet process, and to just make the lock a lot more smooth and seamless. Okay, so on to my next method for lock maintenance. As you can see, these roots are super loose on this lock. No matter how much I retwist it, it's just not locking. So what I'm going to do is take the base and split it into two sections. And then those two sections I am going to twist around each other. So as you can see, I have that little open space. I'm just going to continue to do a twist. Okay, so as you can see, I have stopped to where I have just a little bit of opening left where I started twisting, and I'm just going to take my entire lock and put it through that hole. So I'm just going to loop it through, kind of like if you were doing like a crochet. Just pull it all the way through, and that's going to create a little tiny knot. Okay, so as you can see, I do have some extra loose hairs. I am just going to take that and wrap it down. And then once I have like a little bit of hair left, then I'm going to go back and wrap it upwards. And this is just going to reinforce that area where you just twisted. It is going to be thinner than the rest of the shaft of your lock. If I could equate this to something, it would be kind of like interlocking. If you ever got your locks interlocked or your roots interlocked, this is exactly how it would be. And then you're just going to go ahead and palm roll just to make those hairs that you wrapped around seamless. Another way that you could do this, which I've done in the past, but I don't have it shown here, is doing that same method, but getting some human Marley hair, or the type of hair that is used for lock extensions, and you can wrap that around the base as well, wrapping it downward and wrapping it up just like I did before, and that will create a more sturdy base. But that lock is already pretty thin, so it's really not going to change the girth of my lock. But if you do have thicker locks, naturally your roots are going to be thicker, so it'll look a little thicker than that. But if you do want to make sure to reinforce it, you can also take Marley hair and wrap it around the base as well. So here on a different lock, I'm just doing the same method. This is one that is in the front. I have twisted the roots and I am just looping it through that tiny space that I left, pulling it through and creating a little knot. I really didn't have too much hair left out, so I just started to palm roll it, and that made it pretty smooth. And here you can see a side by side of the difference. So now I'm just going to go through a few more locks with these two maintenance methods. Like I said, I had a few locks that needed some TLC, so we are just going to tend to them. I usually like to do my lock maintenance. I don't really have to do this very often, but I typically like to do my lock maintenance before I wash my hair, just because I feel like, you know, after I'm done retwisting and everything, my lock is already smooth and I don't want to create extra frizz. So it just makes sense to do this before you wash your hair. So that's what I'm doing. And also, I'm not a loctician. Just FYI, I'm not a loctician. This is just what works for me. This has worked for me. November will be my 4th year locked, and I have not had any locks, you know, fall out, snap off, or anything like that. So if you are skeptical about any of these methods, please find a knowledgeable loctician and consult with them, and you know, they can tell you what might be best for your locks. But this has just worked for mine. So if you want to, you know, DIY self-maintain your locks, as I have been the last 3.5 years of my journey, then these methods really work. So I definitely suggest you try them out. Okay, beautiful people. So I really hope that those two methods were helpful. I really hope that you learned a lot. I know that these are two things that people normally go to a loctician for, but if you are like myself and you want to remain self-maintained, these are two ways that you can address these common issues. If you have any other issues with your locks that you're curious about self-maintaining at home, please leave that down in the comments. I may have done this before, by myself, but if you enjoyed this video, please make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below, and also do not forget to hit that subscribe button. Turn on your post bell notifications so that you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And also do not forget to head on over to Instagram and follow me there at _Kee Samone. That is where I post more often. You can connect with me, DM me. I'll always respond. And yes, I will just see you all in the next video.